Hello and welcome. This is the second cosplay setup. I will do as many more cosplays of characters from Souls series. So I have not done much from characters. You can sort of count the Soul Cinder, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. Now, the first character. Now, we did the Lost Sinner last time. Now, you want to do the Havel armor. How you get this armor set is you kill Havel when you get to the... What was it? When you're about to fight the dragon, the Nameless King. So, that will be a set you get off of him. He's on top of a roof where a dead dragon is found. You just kill him and his armor will be sold at the Handmaiden. But he will also give you his weapon and his shield, which is the dragon tooth, and the Havel's a great shield. So that is a hammer. I'm having a troubling time just finding it. So there you go, you got Havel. Once again, a heavy set from me. But it's a good setup nonetheless. And he gives his shield low. There we go. Alright, we're going to move on to the, I'm going to put a funny one in here. This is not a Souls character at all, but you can cosplay as one of my favorite video game characters from another hard game, so it will match the Souls difficulty. So just get yourself some shadow armor. Get rid of those. Get yourself some sort of katana, a spear, or anything else that this character used, even a scythe. Blackblade would be a good one. And you can cosplay as Ninja Gaiden, Ryu Hayabusa. There you go. And you got your same moveset. You can also use, since this looks more like it's armored, you can also use the assassin set or the black leather set, which would probably be better to suit with him. So there we go. We got that character out of the way. So the next character we want to do is, I'm going to try and pull off a Capra. This is going to be a hard one. But I did find that there's sort of a helm that looks like it. Yes, you guessed it, this helm. Of course, a Capra doesn't wear armor unless you go if you go hollow and let yourself do the mission with the Yol, you'll probably look more like him with your skin instead of being more human and fleshed out. But with that, you might want some more dirty rag like cuffs. Maybe something like the Cornix skirt. And for blades, I would use any kind of curved or butcher blade. So maybe the butcher knife. And since he dual wields, I think I might use Exile Greatsword. So maybe something like that, or you could even switch out the Butcher Blade and give yourself a, if this is the reason I use Butcher Blade instead, because this is harder one to get, but you only need 10 Sword Grass for this. But the Old Wolf Curved Greatsword, can also get that and use it. And cosplay sort of as a Capra Demon, in a way. It's not totally foolproof. It's not gonna really be something convincing, but it's still cool nonetheless. Now, the next one, this is one that's probably going to be a little lazier, just because we already used the set. But I thought of it. You can also do this for that Tower Knight, I think, from Demon Souls. So grab the Black Iron set again. But let's get... I always have trouble trying to find the rest of the Black Iron set. There it is. But I think if you want to get this down, you want the Executioner's uniform. Get rid of these two. and get yourself some sort of great axe. So that's down here. This probably would do the best, the great axe, of course. And you can cosplay as, you probably guessed it if you've played Dark Souls 1, ding ding ding, the Iron Golem boss, which was actually kind of underwhelming. He does have a cool armor set, and I do like his weapon. I actually used it and cosplayed it with one of my characters in the original game. So there you go. There's probably other armors you can use. That's awesome. But that's how I figured it. So the next one will be a pretty cool one. We got the Looking Glass Knight. Now this one I figured out that you can just do the Gundar's armor with, which is really unique. He looks sort of like the Looking Glass Knight. I guess they sort of liked his design and based it a little bit on more of a bulky character. Whoops. And use that. Why am I still doing that? Now the hard part is getting a weapon to match what his looked like. Now since he had like sort of a messed up looking like hilt and blade, I think if you were to do the best thing to represent that, it would probably be some sort of sword like the Dark Sword, or if you want, since it is a great sword, you're probably gonna want to go with man, there's no swords that are actually mangled up that are larger swords. Yeah, but I'd say go with the Dark Sword, especially since the boss itself doesn't really two-hand it or put it over his shoulders, so I think that would be good. And for a shield, I thought of the Moaning Shield from Morn, or his other name, Aegon, his actual character name, because it has like a face on it as if it's a mirror. You're like looking in a mirror, and there were a lot of like face details to the Mirror Knight. So that's sort of your Mirror Knight look. You can also put like maybe some lightning resin on the blade. Some pine resin. And there you go. Just blow on that shield. There you go. Oh, good. Anyways, get rid of those. Now the next one we're going to try and do the Pursuer from Dark Souls 2. That character is also from Dark Souls. To get Gundars, you want to beat the Champion Gundar version in the dark version of Firelink. And sorry that I can't really like remember those. Actually, let's really quickly do Lortrick just to get him out of the way. With Lortrick, his armor I think is in you get ashes in Anor Londo, I think. Please correct me if I am wrong on that. I might definitely be wrong on that because actually I am not sure where that came from. But get yourself 2 shottles. You see I only have one, and it's a fire-based one. Find yourself 2 shottles, maybe buy them from the Handmaiden, and cosplay, and upgrade them as Lortrick. Alright. I did definitely buy this from the lady, though. I do remember that. She sells it later. It's way later in the game, I do also know that. But I do not specifically know where. So, sorry. Alright, now we're going to do the Pursuer. Now the Pursuer one, I found a helmet that matched his the best, was possibly the Lothric Knight armor. But their Lothric Knight helmet to represent his. But for the body armor, I found that any one of the... Maybe... Oh no, not that one. Okay, sorry. You want to use a set that looks very, like... Very much like how Lauren's got his armor. So you want a set like that, but you want the cloth to go to the sides. So maybe something like the Silver Knight. You can also do... Oh no, not that. Okay, never mind that one. That one's way off. Sorry, I've been thinking so hard about, like, what I should do here, but I probably shouldn't rush myself too much. Alright, what armor set was it? I even forgot this one. I, like, practiced for these a little bit because I thought of these. But you want some sort of heavier armor set. Maybe Gondar's. Yeah, Gondar's is good. A little little bulky though, especially in the middle, so like in the stomach region. Now we'll go with Gundar's. So get yourself Gundar's armor, or any of the black or silver knight armor. Cosplay with that. You can also, for leggings, you might want to just get like some sort of regular Lothric knight armor. And gloves, maybe some Lothric knight armor as well. And for a sword, his was a little more like V-shaped at the hilt. So the best thing is probably to go with either a great sword, or in this case, I'm going to go with the Cathedral Knight Sword. To how large it is, how large his was. And they actually do have his Cursed Ward Great Shield. So that's a cool setup. And there you have it. You can use any other setups. Once again, this is one that's just like you can do whatever with, but I find like this helmet and maybe this armor, there's other sets I'm sort of like iffy about, like thinking like maybe those would work. You could also use like the Alva chest piece, which would be a good one. But I don't know. That's up to you once again. The next one we're going to go with, sorry that I'm rushing these by the way, we're going to go with the Skeleton Lords, which is actually a boss that isn't that great. Now you want Carla's set. Get rid of those. Get something like Carla's or Cornix's wraps. You can also use Cornix's garb for this. Let's actually do that. Make your character more hollow by leveling at Yol. And get yourself either like the Fire Witch bottom, or you can use Cornix's. And for a helmet, buy from the merchant after beating one of the bosses, either Warlorn or the you could beat the Lorien boss, the Twin Princes. Sorry. Or you can use Warlorn's crown. For a halberd now, that one's really hard actually, because there's not really a halberd that looks much like his, but you could use something like the glaive, or even Gondar's halberd. Another one that seems good just because of how it looks is maybe you could use the Saint's Bident. See how this works. So you can use it like that. I will be doing more of a yeah, it's more pokey, so whatever weapon. But those are the ones I suggest. You can also use Black Knight Glaive. Next we will do the Ruin Sentinel. This one's going to be interesting. I can't remember what I did for this one. I think for the Ruin Sentinel you want something very similar to what I did with the when I did the cosplay for the Fume Knight. A little bit more different though, because you're going to want to use something similar to that of, let's see, the Outrider would work. Yeah, the Outrider will work. Okay. So the bottom or top, the other armor sets that I suggest, since it has like sort of a little cape thing going on the back of this armor, which is actually why I chose it, because there's a little cape thing going on the back of the Fume Knight's armor. You can also use the Black Knight's armor or the Silver Knight armor, or even the Dancer armor, whichever. So use those sets. I'm gonna go with the Dancers. Now, since this is bronze looking, let's go with more of a bronze looking setup. So maybe we'll go with Dragon Slayer, but instead of the actual Dragon Slayer chest piece, we will go instead with the Black Knight. and you want some sort of hammer or something, so I think the best thing, or like a spear, is probably the Lucerne. And for a shield, if you have the Llewellyn shield, you can use that, or you can use the Stone Parma. I do not know where those are located.